All right, class.
Yes.
Very good. All right, today we got fifth hour. Is this fifth hour? Yeah, fifth hour. But for some reason, a lot of people in this class decide to still write sixth hour on a lot of their papers. So this is fifth hour. And so we're going to go over, we have 30 and 31 right here. And good news, everybody, I don't like most of this stuff. So we're going to do a lot of stuff that is not here. So we're going to do a lot of stuff that is actually adding to our notes because I don't like most of these questions. So we're going to go ahead and start off with, see this right here that says 4.1? Watch this. Cross that out. We ain't doing that. We ain't got no time for that. So the next part is experimenting with integers. First, do you guys know what integers are? What is it? Yeah, numbers. I heard positives. Negatives and positives. So I'm going to give you guys a short number line of it. So like -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So it is positive and negative numbers and so on, right? Both directions. Positive and negative. So if you were to add two even numbers, you will always get an even number. So for every one of these, we're going to get a true or false, and you're going to give a reason for any of them. All of them. All of them. Anyone want to move up? I have a spot right here. There's an empty spot right here, and there's an empty spot right there if you guys want to move up. Hey, Jesus. You want to move up closer so you can see? You good? Okay. All right. There's that spot right there. Go ahead, take it. There's also a spot over there. All right. So now, let's see. Even numbers. What are even numbers first? 2, 4, 6, right? So it'd be 2, 4, 6, 8, right? Okay, good. Those are even numbers. So those are even numbers. So if you add two even numbers, you'll always get an even number. So is that going to be a true or false? I hear true and I hear false. Can you guys give me an example of that? What is it, Angel?
If you're on an odd number, you add 2, you're going to end up with another odd number.
Okay, but can you give me an example of it though? Give me an example of adding two even numbers.
Oh, say -1 plus 2.
Even though. You add two even numbers. Remember, even is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, right? You were working with odd. It's all right. Okay, so is that true now? Let's see. Give me an example. So you're saying 2 plus 4. What's that give me? Is that an even number? So my answer is? There we go. It is true. Does that make sense or no? Hopefully it does. And I keep losing my other pen. There it is. Next one. If you subtract an even number from another even number, you'll always get an even number. Give me examples, though. What is it? 8 minus 6. What does that give me? What does that tell me? It's true. Because 2 is an even number, isn't it? All right, let's take a look at 3 then. If you add two odd numbers. So now what is the example of odd numbers? 1, 3, 5, 7, ... right? Okay. So if you add two odd numbers, you'll always get an odd number. False. Give me an example. 5 plus 3 is, because we're adding odd numbers, right? So we're adding odd numbers. So is this true? False. Now, next one is subtract. If you subtract odd numbers, you subtract odd number from another odd number, is that going to be true or false?
False.
You say false?
Yes.
Oh, let's do the. Let's show me.
9 minus 5.
You said 5 minus
9 minus 5.
9 minus 5,
Is equal to 4.
which gives me 4. So I have two odds, and I get an even. And so this is. All right, so my plan for you people right now is you're going to do 5 through 9. 5 through 9 right now on your paper. So I explained to you guys how to do these. So now I want you guys to do them. So on your paper, everyone is doing this right now. And no, Jonathan, you're not hiding your calculator or your yeah, not hiding it very well. Bro, your screen is still on. Yes.
What's integers?
Remember I started this with this example of integers? Where were you at?
I was gone. Remember, I had to turn in the papers. Office.
Right now? Beginning of class?
It was yesterday. I was yesterday.
No, this is like right now, like minutes ago. I'm telling you. Do less drugs. Your short-term memory is out now gone. Did you write this down though? Because
Nope.
I said integers, then I go this. Do less drugs. Yeah. All right. So hopefully people that did too many drugs is done with 5 through 9 now, right? 7? Yeah, I know. So if you multiply two even numbers, do you get an even number? Give me an example. 2 times 4 is? So you say true? Multiply two odd numbers. 1 times what? And so I get... Multiply two integers. Now, integers are going to be any of these. Give me an example. There's 2 integers, which gives me -6. Is that an integer? Yeah, it is. No. I would like to say yes, but I have to say no. It's like counting numbers. So it's your positive and negative counting numbers. So if I were to tell you right now count to 10, you would go 1, 2, right? Okay. So it's positive and negatives and with those to include 0.
Oh.
That's basically it. But we're going to do that here in a moment.
So it's just 1 through 8?
Okay.
9?
No, it's all of them. All of them. All. Okay. So if you were to add 2 integers, do you always get an integer?
Yes.
Give me two numbers.
-2 and -2.
Give me a different one.
That's the
Okay.
What do we get?
4. I mean 2.
Is that an integer?
Yeah.
That is an integer. If you subtract one integer from another.
yes.
Give me examples. 6 minus,
3.
which gives me,
3.
is 3 an integer?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, major issue here. A lot of people in this class don't know what their number sets are anymore. Does that make sense?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay, so I'm going to do this for you guys. So, down here, I'm going to ignore all of this because this is a little bit more important. No, I'm just going to ignore it. So, I'm going to start off with my natural numbers. My natural numbers are going to be numbers such as 1, 2, 3, and so on. After natural would be whole, which would start at 0 and then 1, 2, 3. After that, we have integers. Integers start with dot, 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 -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, dot, dot, dot. So it goes on in both directions, positives and negatives. After integers, I have rational, rational numbers are going to be my fractions like 1/3 or decimals that repeat, which would be 0.3 repeating. And the next one is going to be like 0.75. So those are rational. So now I'm going to put a little line right here. Next set is going to be real. And when you do real, it has a different symbol here. So it has 2 lines for my real, like that. So whenever you see it, it's an R with 2 lines through it. So real is all numbers. And outside, so we have irrational. Would be numbers that would be like pi or square root of 2. Numbers that do not repeat and go on forever. Pi is a number that doesn't repeat, but it keeps going on. Square root of 2 is the same thing. If you put it in the calculator will eventually just round off the last digit. Now, I'm going to draw a nice little neat box for this because this is super important. So I'm going to start off with a small box. And I'm going to call this natural, so I'm just going to put an N. And that's where I put my 1, 2, 3. The next box outside of natural is going to be my whole. Now, what am I adding to my natural numbers when I go to whole? Just 0. It's all natural numbers to include 0. Next one. Outside of this natural, I'm going to have integers. So integers is going to be my negative number. So -2, -1. So an integer is everything that is less than that also. So integers are also, so it has zeros and it has 1, 2, and 3. So every box that I'm making bigger, I'm adding more to my previous set. So an integer is natural numbers, right? It's natural numbers, it's whole numbers, and it's also negative numbers. So as these boxes keep getting bigger, it keeps adding a bigger set. But if I were to just say -2, -2 is only an integer. It's not whole and it's not a natural number. All right, keep going. So now I am at rational. So rational is going to be my fractions, my decimals that repeat, and decimals that end. Right, George? So those are natural all the way through rational. The next group is going to be real, but I'm going to do this right here. So this, I'm going to make a big box. And I have a box over here by itself. This is irrational. And all these right here in between are real. So irrational would be my radical 2. So if you notice, irrational is nothing else of these, but it is still a real number. Because they keep talking about stuff like that. So we talk about rational numbers over here. We talk about integers. So as long as you guys have this on there, it's going to help you guys out a lot later. I know this is probably boring for you guys, so I'm hoping you're not sleeping and drooling on your desk right now. Stop drooling on your desk. When you're sleeping that hard during class and you're like... Yeah, it's nasty. Anyway, all right, so if you guys got all of this right here, this is actually helping a lot with these number sets. Now, the problem with that, I don't like this and I don't like this. So in my notes, yes.
You said irrational isn't including the real numbers?
It is a real number because look at the big box for real. The big box is real. So irrational is a real. Okay, irrational is a real, but it's not any of these. All right, so now this is what we're going to do. So the paper you have underneath your notes, we're going to do some more distribution. So the paper that you have underneath your notes, you're going to write on the paper on page 31. So the problem that we did for our warm-up, which was, it was 3x minus 9 and 7x squared plus 2x minus 1. This is what we did on our warm-up, right? Say yes. Okay. A lot of people were struggling with this right here. So I'm going to go over this again, and I'm going to give you guys 2 more problems to go along with this. So I need you guys actually paying attention and following along. This is super important. Oh, I do. Thank you. So I'm going to show you guys, and I'm just going to show distribution. I'm not going to try and FOIL it because this is a 2 by 3. There's 2 terms here, 3 terms here. So I'm just going to do distribution. Start with your first one and multiply it to each one of those. That's going to give me 21x cubed and plus 6x squared minus 3x. So there's my top. So there's my first term. And now I got the second term right here. I have to do the same thing with my second term. Let's do the second term, and I'm going to trace it from the bottom, though. So this is going to give me my negative 63x squared, so I stack it up. So I stack it up where the x squareds are. Like I said, this is stacking method for the x squareds. Minus 18x. Plus 9. And we should come up with 21x cubed minus 57x squared minus 21x and plus 9. This was our stacking method. This is what we already had for warm-up. So I want this in your notes, though, because a lot of people are struggling with this. So now I have 2 problems for you. Your 2 problems, so I'm going to give you just 2 more problems of this. Hold on. There we go. Too far. All right, I'm going to give you guys 2 problems, and you're going to do these 2 using the same method. 5x squared minus 2x plus 1 times 4x plus 2. Let's see. And my next one down here, there we go. So is going to be all right. So everyone right now is participating with these 2 problems. I'm going to come around here momentarily, and you are going to get these done. You are going to get them done right. And then I'm going to show you my work up here. Yes. We only have a couple minutes left. So can you do these problems first? Because this is an in-class activity. Yes, this should be on the paper on 31. So like your notebook paper. Yes. That's 31. And then today's should be right there. So you can look at it later. Do yourself a same goes for you.
What? Am I doing this correct?
Yeah. Just keep distributing the first one. So you just go with the first one, that to this one, that to this one, that to this one. So you went it the other way. So it's fine if you go the other way. So if you go from this, yeah. So you're saying from this, you went to this, right? And then you went to this, and then you went to this, right? Yeah, it's fine. Where's your notebook? Oh, it's not here? Okay. I know. Oh, telling him? Okay, good. Negative. This times this, right? Okay, so now are you doing this next one here? So you're doing this one. What'd you do? You did this going this way? Is that right? What's the next one? No, just pick one and do that one. Distribute it all. Yeah, you can go this way. Distribute the 4x into all that, and then do the next one. Okay, so start with this one, okay? So you multiply here, and then do it again. So you multiply this times this next one, which should just give you. So it's this times that one right here, right? Just this one times the first one, this one, the second. Okay, and do this next one. This one times this one, and then this one times this one. Okay? Right. Where's the x squared? Not x squared, is that? Oh, squared. That's what comes from credit. Should be minus 2x. Yeah, it should be minus 2x.
Yeah, it is 2x.
Okay.
I know I split it over.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me grab something real quick because I think I understand your issue on this. If all right, start with one. Which one do you want to start with? 4x. Okay. So 4x times this. That gives you what? Okay. Now 4x times this. Negative 3x squared, right? And then this times this, right? So you're going to give this to Aaron. Okay? That's where it is. Okay?
It's because I put x squared. Negative should be squared.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It was just where I actually stopped, but I didn't realize that I did a cube.
When you get x times x is x. So x squared times x. X squared, x1, x2, and then now multiply this one. So we're just going to take this one and just distribute it. It's going to be negative 8 x times x is x squared. Okay, so what's that? So we have 20x cubed. Right here, this is negative x squared. So now you have you can do it this way. Yeah, you can do this going this way, right? But you have a 10 and then you have another 8. You were missing 1. So to start over, just go this way, okay? Let's do this. Leslie, yes? X squared times x. a second. All right, I'm about ready to go over it because I see the problems that we're having. Excellent thing. If you multiply them, you add exponents. All right, let's go through and look at this again now, please. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this way. Okay, a lot of people are messing this one up. Multiply this. Just pick this one and multiply it times this and then times this. So right here, I should have 20x cubed, and then that's going to be plus 10x squared. So that's my first one. So I distribute this onto all that. So now the next one's going to be here. So negative 2x times positive 4 is negative 8x squared. That lines up right here. Negative 8x squared. And then when I distribute here, I get a negative 4x. So now I finished this one, so now let's do this last one. 1 times 4x is a positive 4x.
Yes.
And then 1 times 2, positive 2. There's my stacking method. And those right there will cancel out. So you get 0x and then plus 2. You don't have to put a space. I just left a space so you guys can see it. Yes. You had an 8 also. You had a 10 with no variable. Yeah. But you had a 10 with no variable. Yes, you did. Yes, I went for yours. I went the other way. But you did not have any variables. None of your variables were right. 10 was right, but it's you got to have the x squared. That's why I started you over. All right, so let's take a look at this last one here. This last one. So now we have a trinomial and a trinomial. So I need to do it 3 times. So I should get 70x to the 5th. Carlos, shh. Okay, next one is going to be 7, so plus 7x 4th, and then minus 35x cubed. So I'm done with this one, so I'm going to cover that one up. Next one, I'm going to distribute a negative 2x times this, so it's going to give me a negative 20x cubed. So that lines up right here. Yep, because x times x squared is x cubed.
Oh, right.
Because it's an x cubed, isn't it? So it lines up with the other x cubed. That's the reason why the stacking method. We want to line up those x cubes together. Then it's going to become a minus 2x squared. And then it's going to give me plus 10x. Then my last one is going to be distributing the 1, which is 10x squared, which is right here. Plus x, and then minus 5. It's going to be 70x to the 5th plus 7x to the 4th minus 55x cubed plus 8x squared plus 11x and then minus 5. All right, so make sure you guys are double checking your work. Don't forget, make sure that you guys, the quiz is going to come up Friday. Your notebooks will be ready, right? Yeah, I know. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe.